to sort of motivate you. You are not asking for it, and you are not dodging the tax regime imposed by the state. There's nothing wrong with that too.
Okay.
Wallahu alam.
What of also, because he asked a very important question, what of now, if someone gives you $30, if the goods, the car and everything is cleared for $10, and he gives you $30, he said, clear my vehicle for me.
Yeah, fine. That's again, because he knows.
But you know that, maybe he doesn't know how much it is cleared for.
Okay.
Yeah, he gives you $30 to clear it when you know that.
But why has this? Okay, maybe then the question arises here. Why $30? Why is he giving $30?
Maybe he's in their need of.
You are not asking. He's giving $30, or it's by incident.
Maybe he's in their need of his property.
Fine. If he's in their need of his property, you know the most important thing is here is transparency.
What I want to know here is.
Let me explain this first.
Tell him?
Let me explain here. The most important thing here is transparency. If he does not know, he has to be told what obtains on the ground. You, the person dealing with him. Tell him what obtains on the ground. You should tell him what on the ground. Okay. On the ground. You understand? So if he, sometimes you can even tell him point blank, look, the normal charge is this, but I'm going to use my own way to make it quick for you. So if you give me this, I can take it out for you. And this will take us back to the same point that I raised before. It may not be haram, provided that it's not excessive. You understand?
I understand, yeah.
Yeah, wallahu alam.
Okay. We have another caller. Okay, it seems we'll have to continue.
How are you?
Wa alaikum salam, fine.
How's the...
Okay, alhamdulillah.
I want to ask a question, you know.
Okay.
You know, for example, you the carpenters, you know. Okay, when you buy a material, you make something for
furniture, for example, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Maybe when you spend an amount of maybe 2,000 or 3,000, so that's item. Okay, you want to sell it, for example, 3,500 or 4,000.
Okay.
So have your labor there. Is that bad or not?
No.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's such a good question.
Yeah. That's a good question. It's not bad. I mean.
So in a sense, to charge your labor.
Yeah.
You know.
Otherwise, how the business will collapse. Yeah. If the total cost of the materials involved is $3,000, you put your own labor, and in most cases, it's not only your own labor. You also engage the service of others that you pay. You understand? So if you only limit yourself to the cost of the materials, where is your labor? Where is the service that you paid for the labor of others that you engage?
The apprentice.
No. Of course, you can. It's business, in other words. Okay. Sit down, look at your total cost, and put a margin so that you can get something out of it. And the more reasonable it is, the better for you. Okay. Although we are not saying that if we charge 100% profit is haram, but it's not safe. Okay. It's just exploitation.
So, this gentleman asked a very important question. He says he's a contributor to Social Security. Now, in the government circles, many people, virtually all those in the processes are part of Social Security. Every year, the corporation adds interest to his savings. Interest to his savings. Yeah. He didn't ask them to do it. Yeah. It is the law, and it is done. Yeah. You don't know how much is added onto it. Yeah. You get to a certain age, you know, then they give it to you. Yeah. He said, where does it stand in this?
Yeah, the same thing like we said before when it comes to the money added to your account with the bank. There's no doubt that
that one you can know that maybe the deducted my salary is 1,500.
No, that's what I'm saying. This, Social Security contributions come from two directions: from you and your employer. And we know you know what the amount you contribute per month. We know the amount the employer contribute for you per month. There's no doubt that your savings with the Social Security is well known. GRTS is contributing for you as contributing for yourself. So by the end of the period, 10 years, 15 years, 20, 40 years, after 35 years, look at your contribution can be calculated. The contribution made for you by GRTS can be calculated. And that's what belongs to you, and that's what you own. Anything extra is not clean for you. Unless the business was like maybe what happens in it was some of the Islamic banks. If it was through an Islamic investment process, an Islamic investment procedure, whereby business is conducted in accordance with the teaching of Islam, and the profit is earned in accordance with the teaching of Islam, then of course whatever amount is given is part of you. But if the profit or the earning or the interest was earned in an un-Islamic way, in a conventional way, it becomes just like the interest that the bank gives you when you deposit your money with the bank.
We take this call. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum.
Kotara.
Kado.
Neni kala kuno. Hello. Lafte kala kom. Hello.
Yes, Gabriel.
Ko lafte ni kala kuno kom yeki Victoria.
Ha.
Sai tata ko ta bagaso sa.
Ha.
I $1,000 lady. It have 5 big to go. I have to 500.
Ah.
I will go to that.
Okay, abarka baga.
Ako.
In Karo Bejara.
Ako.
It's just like come na ita bitikoto. Ka price will bid down. Ye wahaleke, ye wahaleke.
Okay. So bagaso mi yalan ko. Ye $1,000.
So you all detail. Pure bagaso sang. It's like wahaleke for some 500.
Yeah.
So ako 500 min trajedu.
Oh, jamala ko dem. Ye jamala ko dem sabba bit ko.
Biyeki.
Yo, ako dem. Adiala.
So ele effort dum. Because
Ni muruta.
Iko ibi lebo fo kanyala.
Min nyanta kene ni muruta afaye ko. Kabin tata ngam na fanzo effort ke. Am nga ñin gain out of it. So me jelle sotala. Make it clear. Otherwise, porque 500 mota ka domo. And you can impression dia la ko ya $1,000. So if I am ko man halal Abubakar.
Halal.
No. Afaye ko, now come out plain.
Let's say it in English again.
Okay. It's a very interesting. Sometimes it happens.
In most cases it happens. But doctor,
sometimes
you talk about labor.
Sometimes the way they do it. Let me those that understand the rule, let me tell you the way they beat the rule. Sometimes they will tell the seller that, look, we agree, this is we know that this is the price, and this is your price. So what can you give me?
Okay.
So that's a different thing. So the seller taking part of the price that he owns already, because the transaction is completely give it to you, there's nothing wrong with this. Wallahu alam. But this is a different case. Somebody gives you $1,000 to buy a commodity whose cost